Okay, let us jump into episode 4 of Interview with the Vampire. Again, at the end of the episode, we saw this girl that Louis saved from the burning building. The town is being burnt down because of, you know, the man that he killed. And I'm super excited to see how this little girl is going to change the narrative, change the relationship between Louis and Lestat, and their immortal life together.
You were scheduled to have your levodopa transfusion this week.
Been tapping my phone?
Mr. de Pointdulac has arranged a physician to administer it here tomorrow.
Where's Louis?
Mr. de Pointdulac will be resting.
I wonder if he has less energy because he doesn't...
Quite the houseplant.
Maybe he doesn't eat as
Interior
much.
designer hired. We suggest you begin on the left.
Claudia, Robin. Was she like a daughter to him?
The POWs are malnourished. Nothing but bone and sinew. Their blood is bitter. It almost makes you feel sick to drink it.
That's when the Black Angel came. He was beautiful and strong and fast, and he carried me like I was made of feathers.
I don't know where to bite. Her body's all
You
strong.
know you can do this.
And she'll be what? A lapdog.
Not a dog.
Her daughter. You were ready to abandon our home. Now you want a third.
The White Angel, he bit me right in the neck. And I thought, what a strange thing for an angel to do.
This is interesting for a few reasons. One, so Louis hasn't even quite, I mean, he just barely started to accept that he himself is a vampire and what he is, and he still doesn't really know what that means, and yet he's willing to bring someone else into this life. Not just someone else, but specifically a child. And you know, like I mean, I'm guessing this is going to be exactly like Twilight. But like in Twilight, you know, when they had the children who were vampires, they had to be killed because of it, you know, children can't be controlled. They're just going to be, you know, a child forever, and that childlike mind. And how can a child's mind comprehend, you know, the complexity of what they are, and the complexity of eternity? So it's going to be interesting to see how she deals with it, because it already seems like she's a bit more accepting right away than Louis was, because we saw after Louis got turned, he was still very hysterical. We never saw Louis want to have a daughter. We saw him want to have a relationship with his family and his difficulty with that, but never specifically like a child. Like even when he was, you know, talking about his sister's children and stuff, like we never really saw him like longing to have a child. I guess they have this child now. I wonder how Lestat is going to take to her, how he's going to feel about her. Is he going to feel some sort of jealousy towards her? Obviously he's very possessive of Louis. We see how he acts when Louis gives attention to anyone else. So how is he going to feel about Louis having someone else that he cares about? Let's see.
So where'd you find me? At my old house?
I heard you cry for help. You're wondering if your nails will be like that forever. And the answer is yes. It's a special trick only folks like us have. Like the nails and the teeth.
This is going to be another interesting thing, because I had mentioned back when Lestat told Louis that he cannot read his mind anymore because he's his maker. Lestat seems very upset about that. Like he didn't like that there was this part of Louis that he didn't have control over, that he didn't, you know, have a connection to. He wants him and Louis to be like, you know, very connected. And now since he turned this girl Claudia, he cannot read her mind. But Louis and Claudia can speak to each other in their minds. So he might also feel a jealousy and feel left out that they can speak to each other and he can't. like he's an outsider in that relationship. And also Louis said the last episode that he could hear other vampires across the world, you know, that they could hear each other from very, very far distances. And I'm wondering if Lestat is still alive in present day, can he not hear Lestat or know what's going on with Lestat because of this this thing where you can't hear each other's thoughts if you're the one who made them? So Lestat might be out there somewhere, but Louis has no idea what's going on because they can't speak to each other. Because I was wondering that when he said that, I was wondering, does he know what Lestat is doing, what Lestat is thinking? But yes, if they have this connection where he can't read his mind, then I guess that could be why he doesn't know what's going on.
I'm making the dumb one.
What's funny?
If he makes you, he can't hear your thoughts anymore. Something about the sacrifice of creation.
Did he make you too?
He did.
What's she saying?
He has to rely on my words to understand me, just like a human.
I'm not human no more, am I?
No.
You know, I wonder
You're
why
a vampire.
her eyes are
I can see where
red.
this is going.
Their eyes aren't red.
I'm not sure how I feel about that pleated skirt.
It's chiffon. It has movement.
It's like Stefan versus Damon. They're different ideas of what it means to be a
Looks like she
vampire.
takes after me.
Tremendous. Fortifying myself for an evening of swan hunting. Back in the car, Claudia.
I think she's gonna do it.
Claudia! 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 Hey, no, get back here, missy.
He's got a cute little family, the little unruly daughter.
Young girl, where are your parents at this hour? I ask you a question, young lady. I said, where are your parents?
Claudia! No, don't!
I'm sorry.
What did I just say?
Don't eat cops.
Gotta listen to your elders when they're talking. You're new to this. It's
I'm hungry.
hungry. You just ate a man twice your size. He can't possibly be.
Anomalous observation, a young lady metabolism is permanent now.
I'm so hungry. I think I'm gonna die.
You settle.
Claudia! Claudia!
They're like, oh great, what did we get ourselves
Suck 'em
into?
like frog legs and burn them like trash.
Fools are fools, Daddy Lou.
Keeping you safe, Lil Wave.
She talked to the book again.
Why do you talk to the book?
The book is my friend.
The book is her friend.
The book is a book.
Dad.
Cute that they sleep in the same one.
Put the pen down, Claudia.
Very claustrophobic
Uncle,
though.
I got a question. You made me, and you made Louis. Who made you?
When I'm tired,
You
I'm
know
not
what?
so kind.
I didn't think
Where
about
are
that.
vampires at?
Charles, que enough me done?
We trying to accustom her to that thought of going home to God.
I could take her measurements so as not to distress her any further than she already is.
It's so soft.
Something ain't right here.
I love it, Daddy Lou. Can I get this one, please? Please, can I?
Girl, go to sleep. They're doing adult vampire things. It'll be difficult because she's gonna be a child forever. She can't do adult things.
How does it work? Love between two men.
Oh yeah, that's none of your business.
Sometimes his kills get, what's the word? Extravagant. And I don't like seeing it.
I don't know how you do that.
So cute. It's nice to see Louis happy for once.
Got one.
Interesting, he's religious despite the way he's living. He works for a vampire.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
How does Muhammad feel about vampires? Is it Ashura every day here in the penthouse?
Do you have what you need, Mr. Malai?
A cure for Parkinson's?
How is your reading coming along?
For a killing machine, I kind of like her.
I'm wondering, what is he expecting to get out of this? What is he expecting to reveal?
Dear new diary, nice to meet you.
Just like a little girl. She's adorable.
So you wouldn't believe how time flies when there's people to eat and money to spend. We fight. We eat. We laugh. We sleep. We love. Hadn't even known Daddy Lou was Catholic. I didn't know he had a mama until he lost her.
Hello, sweetie. Everything all right?
Never seen a dead one look so peaceful. You know what the last words were? Who are you here with, honey? My dad and uncle. Who are you?
It's your Aunt Grace and her husband Levy. How about you go to your uncle? He could use someone to talk to. I'm sure I'm gonna be able
To make it? Heard that plenty. Your nieces and nephews' christenings. Grace's 30th.
Watch yourself,
We
Levy.
need to talk about the house. You haven't needed it for years.
Claudia has expressed an interest in going home.
It is late for you. The smell is awful.
Wakes were invented in places where it snows. Now here's a treat I think you're ready for.
I do think
This
it's
is what the
interesting.
meat calls a lover's lane.
Instead of calling them
And
both
by my
dad, she
estimation,
calls one uncle.
No blood is sweeter.
Says a lot about
Young
their
people, swollen with passion,
the difference in
denied
the
spirits by
relationship
the senseless
between her and
prohibition
Louis.
walk along this lonely stretch to contemplate that most mysterious of mathematical equations. How 1 + 1 becomes 1.
Why are you showing her this?
Come out here to do math?
Little girl, where's your mama?
Did you just crawl out of the swamp or something?
She's with me.
And start to see her curiosity in sex and, you know, intimacy and things like that grow. And I don't know how long she's been a vampire now at this point, but she looks like she was maybe 15, 16 when she got turned. Maybe a little younger. I can't tell because I don't know the difference between the actor's age and what age she's supposed to be playing. But, you know, a young girl. So if it's been a few years, you know, maybe she's supposed to be like around 18 now, you know, kids exploring. But she's going to stay a kid forever. And, you know, it'd be weird for her to have relations with another child because they're a child. And it's also weird for her to have relations with an adult because any adult would want to have relations with someone who looks like a child is, you know, so the only way would be to find another vampire who's around her age. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Again, they said there's not many vampires out there. I don't know if they ever meet up with any other vampires. I'm really curious to see that. And if they do interact with other vampires, I'm curious how that goes. I'm happy with this because he very much sees her as a daughter and wants her to be a child. So he's not happy that Lestat is introducing her to these kinds of things. Because you can see she takes a lot after Lestat. They have more in common with the way they feel about killing. She's you know, a child in the way that Lestat is childlike. Yeah, I think she's trying to dress more like an adult.
Look at you. I don't recall buying that outfit.
Jumped a girl in between speakeasies. I wear better though.
Don't do something he would do.
I won't tell Uncle Lestat talking to me this way.
Look who fell into your mama's closet. Darky playing dress up in the dark.
Diary, his name is Charlie. He's got veins like rivers. They flow right down his arms.
What did we say about skipping?
Look up. Look up. He looks up at you. If he doesn't...
Does he think she's a child? Like,
hello there again, Diary. I finally got a few secrets of my own.
okay, she's feeling faint. Their little found family is so cute.
So is this what you always do for a first date? Take girl out for some ice cream?
Oh, Claudia, this isn't...
What? A boy sends flowers, asks a girl to go somewhere fun.
Yeah, so he does think she's a child. But she is.
I'm what?
Young.
I'm 19.
That shop must have closed down when you were but a baby.
I wasn't a baby.
Claudia, you don't even look like a girl. You're an angel.
She gonna kill him? Turn him? Okay, so it feels like, you know, this is the first person that she's had like real feelings for, and she just killed him, which I'm guessing was an accident. She couldn't control herself, and I paused there because I'm really curious about, once she realizes that he's dead, how she's going to react and what that's going to do to her. You know, the first person who liked her and saw her as a woman, she just ended his life because of her lack of, you know, impulse control.
Yes. Charlie? Charlie?
She didn't seem to really care about death before, but now it's hitting her.
Lestat? You didn't have to kill him, you killed him completely.
Lestat.
Just try, please.
You drained him dry. Now go on. Clean up after yourself.
So heartless.
Remember this? His face is a else. This is why we never get close to mortals.
You did.
Because sooner or later, they end up dead.
And Frank meets Stephen King. And his bones
Cracked black, and his face turned to soup. Charlie's death ushered in one of the darkest eras in our lives.
She become like wild and uncontrollable or something.
Who died in a fire but came back by the blood magic of 2 demons. Well, you think that girl wouldn't know what funny was. But you'd be wrong, Diary. And if I told you, dumb Diary, that same girl was being raised to kill like her demon parents did. To take 2 souls a day so she could stay in the same flat-chested, hairless crotch, 14-year-old baby doll body as her mind and spirit turned 19, 20, 25, 63, 358. You dumb Diary. I bet you say to anyone who listened, fun, fun. How does she even get up in the morning? Well, let me tell you something, you stuck-up, flower-covered, $3 fancy fucking paper diary. I'm doing just fine. And how do I know that? Because the first man I killed called me the devil. And the last boy I killed, the last boy I'll ever love in this world, called me an angel.
Wow. That was an end of an episode if I ever saw one. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. So in this episode we got to see Claudia and what an addition she made to this little effed up family. And for a while it was good, because when we had last seen Louis and Lestat, Louis was gonna leave him. He was like, you're gonna be alone forever. But and then Claudia came and kind of stitched them back together. But ultimately, you know, being a child vampire who's never going to age, never truly be an adult, who still sort of has like the mind of a child in a way, the impulses and the hunger and the dramatics. She's like a mix of Louis and Lestat, truly their child. And her first love and her just being overwhelmed to the point where she ended up being unable to control herself and killed him. It reminds me of Teen Wolf when Scott had just turned and he was going on a date with Allison, and Styles was like, you can't go on a date with Allison because you don't know how to control yourself, and Allison makes your blood, you know, your blood pressure heighten. Because she's a child, because this is new to her, she wasn't able to control herself. And then her grief in that, and Lestat making her watch that, and having no empathy for her and her situation because he hasn't been human in a long time. He hasn't been a child in a long time. So he doesn't understand what she's going through. But another thing I'm really curious about, which I hadn't really thought about before, is that we don't really know much about Lestat. We know everything about Louis. We know about what happened with his family. You know, his mom just passed away, and obviously his relationship with his sister is no good anymore, which is very sad. So we know everything about Louis' life before he became a vampire. We know about the very short life that Claudia lived before she became a vampire. But we don't know anything about Lestat's past. We don't know anything about what made him who he is now. The person who turned him, did the person who turned him turn him for the same reasons that he turned Louis? Is this person ever going to come back into the story? Is this person... I'm guessing this person is even worse than Lestat. I'm guessing he created kind of the monster that is Lestat. But we have not seen that yet. And he's very tight-lipped. He does not want to talk about it. Which I'm guessing there's a very good reason for that. And I'm guessing that at some point we're going to figure out what that reason is. But yeah. So, I can't wait to see. That was a very, very great episode. And let's go on to episode 5.